In this video, I'm going to show you how to get your first coaching client before the year ends. Step number one is to start with a specific problem, not a perfect niche. I can't tell you how many coaches waste months and years trying to perfect their niche. Yes, you've heard in some of my other videos that niche is important, but do you need to have the most perfect message speaking to the perfect niche? Absolutely not. And the more time that you spend on that, the more you're postponing getting your first paying client. So if you have a small window between now and the end of the year, then the fastest way is to just get clear on what's the specific problem that your coaching solves. When you are associated with a problem, your prospects know that your coaching is for them. Yes, it could help in the future to have a magnetic message and to have a clear message in all of your marketing, your content, your website, your funnels. But for right now, just get clear. What's one problem that you solve? Not 2, not 3, not 10. I can't tell you how many coaches have 10 different problems they're trying to jam into a message, and now it takes them 67 seconds to say what they have about 5 seconds of somebody's attention span for. So get clear on the problem you solve. What's the one specific problem? Do me a favor, comment that problem below this video for accountability right now. Again, why is this important? Because you need to be known for a problem that you solve. If your friend is at a networking event or at a holiday party or at an outing and they meet somebody who's struggling with a specific problem, let's say around leadership, retention, growing their business, you want to be top of mind for them so that they can refer you to them. If you're not clear on the problem you solve, how in the world is your network going to be clear on it? They're not. So let's start there. Drop me a comment below with that specific problem. Step 2 is to use the 10 conversation strategy. If my back was up against a wall and I was forced to get a paying client before the end of the year, I know all I would need to do is have 10 conversations, and one of those would lead to a client without a shadow of a doubt. Now, I'm not saying that you need to have 10 qualified sales calls because that requires a lot of inbound leads. What I'm talking about is a simple conversation with your network. If you're watching this video and you have expertise and you have relationship capital, meaning over the last 10, 20, 30 years, you've developed a network of people who know, like, and trust you. All you need to do is have 10 conversations with your network and get some referrals for your coaching business. Most of our clients in Fearless Coach Academy get their first paying client within the first 30 days through this strategy. We call it market research interviews. It's reaching out to your network. It's asking them for a favor. It's within a 20-minute call saying, hey, listen, I want to pick your brain so I can make this new coaching program that I'm launching as valuable as possible. Can you ask us some questions? And at the end, if what you hear is valuable, I'm going to ask you if there's anyone that you know that you think would benefit from this. Is that okay? That's it. You have 10 of those conversations. Not everyone's going to refer people to you, but somebody will. And if all you did that would get you to your first paying client so much faster than trying to figure out funnels and email sequences and a YouTube channel and ads and all this other stuff. Yes, if you want to scale your business to 7 figures and beyond, you're going to need those things. But if you want to go from 0 to 6 figures, or at least just get your first paying client in the next 30 days, that's the fastest path. Have 10 conversations. That's it. If you want a script for this, if you need structured support, I have a whole market research interview script that I give away for free. It gives you the exact words to say, how to frame the conversation so it doesn't feel salesy. You can click the link in the description below to download it, or just comment market research in the comments and my team will get it to you. Step number 3 to get your first paying client, first coaching client before the year ends, is to share the 3 Ps of your coaching program. So when you're having this conversation, you don't need to spend 10 minutes describing every step of your coaching program. In fact, nobody really cares about all those details. All you need to do is get clear on the 3 Ps. And the 3 Ps are the person you serve, the problem you solve, and the promise you make. I know I started this video talking about the problem. Yes, that's the first step. You got to be clear on that problem. But you also is going to be helpful to be clear on the person and the promise. So think about it this way. Instead of just saying I'm a business coach, right, which is what everyone is saying online, if you were to meet me and ask me what I did, what I would say instead is I help coaches, that's the person I serve, struggling to generate enough leads, that's the problem I solve, earn their first 6 figures in 12 months or less. That's the promise of Fearless Coach Academy. Person, problem, promise. So what's yours? What are your 3 Ps? I asked you previously to comment your problem below. Just comment the 3 Ps right now. Person, problem, promise. And listen, this doesn't have to be perfect. So forget about the 4th P. In fact, if you're striving for perfection, then you're just postponing your future, right? You're just postponing helping people. Let it go. Perfection leads to procrastination. And even though, especially if you have a corporate background like I do, you probably needed to be perfect in your job, in your business as an entrepreneur, that's the worst thing you can do is be perfect. Make mistakes, fail publicly. So what? It's messy building the business. If you're trying to perfect every step of the process, your niche, your website, your sales process, then you're going to be, I'm going to have a conversation with you 3 years from now. You're going to be the same exact spot. So just get into action now. The 4th step, there's one more after this. The 4th step to getting your first coaching client is to make a direct ask with 0 pressure. What does that look like? It doesn't say, hey, buy my stuff. That's salesy. And your network, you could ruin your relationship capital that way. The direct ask is simple. Who do you know that you think would benefit from this, right? Once you give them that simple 10, 20, 30 seconds of here's the person you serve, the problem you solve, and the promise you make, then the simple ask is, now that you know a little bit about the program, I'm curious, who do you know that you think would benefit from this? That has 0 pressure. It has 0 manipulation. It's simply an ask. Will every single person you ask that to send you referrals or self-identify themselves as interested in your program? No. And will somebody? Absolutely, if you have a genuine network that knows, likes, and trusts you. So just make the ask and let them know before you get to the end of the conversation that you're going to make that ask. I've got a client of mine who recently just started this process. She had her first handful of market research interviews. She had her first sales call, and she just got her first client this week, which is incredible. And in the beginning, she was very resistant to this because she was so worried about having her network perceive this conversation as like a bait and switch tactic. What I challenge her to do is, it is a bait and switch tactic if you're not upfront about your agenda in the beginning. But if you're completely transparent up front within the first 5 seconds of the call or of the ask, saying, I'm going to ask you at the end if there's anyone that you know that would be interested in their coaching program, then when you get to the end of the conversation, you make the ask and it's not salesy. That's the thing. So that's the next step, is make a direct ask with 0 pressure. The 5th and final step is to deliver fast wins immediately. Immediately. So yes, I get that as a new aspiring coach, you've got to wear every hat. You're the CEO, so you got to be clear on vision and strategy, but you also are the plumber, and you're the janitor, and you're the salesperson, and you're the copywriter, and you're all of those things. And what I see over and over again is many coaches start their business, get a couple clients out of the gate, and then they go focus on all these things other than fulfilling world-class results for their clients. I made this mistake. This was the biggest mistake that I made when I launched my business over 10 years ago. So what I want you to do is, when you get that first, that second, or that next paying client, put your energy into over-delivering for them. Why? For 2 reasons. Number 1, you've got to fulfill on what you're promising. That's number 1. Number 2, by doing that, there's chances you're going to retain that client, get testimonials from that client, and get referrals from that client. And when your clients win, not if they like you, but if they win, if they get the results that they're looking for, guess what? They're going to be loyal fans, and they're going to refer others to you. So that's the 5th step. Yes, you still need to do all those other things, but you do not want to neglect fulfillment. Fulfillment is the foundation to a scalable coaching business. If you dial in your lead generation and your sales, but your clients aren't getting results, then you have a hole in the bucket, and every single month you're on the hamster wheel of needing more leads and more clients because of your attrition. So just really pay attention to that. So those are the 5 steps. That is the shortest path and the fastest path to your next paying client before the year ends. As always, if you found this video to be valuable, then smash the subscribe button right now so that you never miss a future video. And make sure to check out my free online course. I've got a whole online course that teaches you step-by-step how to launch and grow a coaching business and enroll a handful of clients in the next 90 days. So click up, where am I going? Up here? And watch that video, and I'll see you in the next video.